Bonjour, dear friends. Welcome on JCB Live. I'm with the famous Gary Saperstein.
Woo! I love that. Famous.
Well, who I surnamed now Superstein. We are celebrating today Pride Month.
Pride Month, it is.
And Gary founded, an amazing company named Out in the Vineyards. So we will be talking about a lot of that. But today, this is Pride Month. So
Let's celebrate. I love
let's, with Gala Champagne.
Woo!
Look at this.
Let's hear it.
Let's aim at Dylan because he needs violence today. Or he needs affection. I don't know. One of the two.
We always need both.
Exactly.
Bubbles and affection. Oh, yeah. Bubbles and affection.
It came back to me.
Love it.
So, Gary, you've done so many fabulous things, but let's start with maybe the month we're in right now.
June Pride Month. Yes.
So what is it all about?
Well, first, let's
First, exactly.
Oh my God, that's delicious. That is beautiful. Oh, that is
Grand
creamy.
Champagne.
Beautiful.
And this is the latest release, the 2012, which is a tête de cuvée. 2012 is an amazing vintage in Champagne. So we thought for you, we had to go to the top of the top.
Thank you so much for that. Cheers. I love that sound. So yeah, Pride Month. Well, Pride Month, actually, it's definitely a celebration now.
Yeah.
But it began as a protest in 1969 about the uprising at Stonewall in New York City.
Yes.
Where the community just really said enough is enough. Police were raiding the bars and, locking up people and just for literally being gay.
That's insane.
So fortunately, we've come very far.
Yeah.
We still have a ways to go, especially these days with what's going on. But it is a combination of always a celebration, but never forgetting where we came from and who came before us.
But when we look at it, we celebrated Juneteenth not too long ago.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Of course, or are still in the middle of it. It took us so long there on that topic to be where we are. At least the good news, I was born in 1969. That's why I'm barely 40. Maybe my math is not as good as it should be.
I'm a little older.
But we've gone a long way. So outline for us the positive news of where we are today.
Well, the positive news, of course, is, we have marriage equality.
Yes.
Something that growing up, I never even imagined was possible. And we do have more laws protecting us now than ever before.
Yeah.
So that is great. Which is all about equality, inclusivity, diversity. But right now there are 32 states that have all these anti-LGBT bills in
still.
Yes, they're trying to pass. So we still have a ways to go. We still need to gather as a community to be together, to stand together, because one voice always can change hearts and minds, which I'm a firm believer in. But as a group, we can also be so much stronger together.
That's right.
And that's important, to bring community together.
Well, I'm excited. On this weekend, I was just celebrating a daughter, very close friend of mine, marrying another fabulous lady. We were 250 celebrating the union of those two magical creatures of the world and asserting who they are and what they love and who they want to be.
Being their true, authentic selves. And that's what it's all about. I always say this, it comes down to, the word equality to me it's such a simple word.
Yeah.
It should be so simple.
For sure.
It just means equal for everybody, period. That's it. But for some reason, it seems to be such a challenge. For many people, that's a challenge. For
sure. And the more we do, the more we speak about it, the more we open about it, I feel is solving half of the issue. So
exactly. The more that we can be out there, like you said, talking about it, doing things that you do here at the winery.
That's right.
That more and more people are doing to recognize Pride Month, to recognize the need to push for equality.
Yes.
Hopefully that path will take us there.
Well, we've seen it. We dedicated a wine JCB Unity to this. As you can see,
I love it.
If we come close, you have the peace sign with the amazing flag. And we talk about diversity, equality, unity, love, all the key terms you've used. And, if we talk about diversity, race and religion, it's been, breathtaking, the progress we've made.
Absolutely.
With, African vintners coming into the wineries, into production and winemaking. Not just being a sommelier in the front of the house, but in the back of the house. Same with Asians.
Yes, with every group, it is all about the more that you can diversify diversifying their businesses, that brings you more to your business, more depth, more knowledge, more creativity, because you're getting just the wealth of knowledge from a diverse group of people to help you.
For sure.
You know that more than anybody.
Well, which has been so exciting, dear friends. Gary had created an amazing company out in the vineyards that you should tell us about. And we've done many events as early as almost 10 years ago, in 2014 at Raymond and then Buena Vista. But tell us about your creation of Out in the Vineyards and what it is, what it means, and how can people be part of it.
Perfect. Oh, you can be part of it. Go to the website, outinthevineyard.com. But, Out in the Vineyard is the first sort of LGBT tour and event company here in wine country, both Sonoma and Napa. And it was really, it was founded, I was in the restaurant business for many years. Started out at Auberge du Soleil here in Napa, then the Girl and the Fig in Sonoma for many years. And I really started to see over the course of time, literally an influx of not only LGBT tourism, but also of people moving up here to the region.
That's right.
But nobody was talking to us. And I really found that odd. Why is no winery here is really marketing towards the LGBTQ community?
I see.
So that was the impetus for founding Out in the Vineyard. And that was back in 2008.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So big training in hospitality at the highest level, Auberge, Relais Chateau organization. One of the finest hotels, in fact, a mile away from here.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then Girls in the Fig. So how difficult was it to create your company, and how have people embraced it?
The thing is, 2008 was the recession, and it was a really perfect time to start the business, because that was when every business was really looking for every market to target.
That's right.
And I was over there saying, hello, the gays, would you like the gays? So sort of like that. But, it's been a great journey. So really Wine Country embraced the organization. We embraced the business of what I was doing.
Sure.
And it worked twofold in the end. It did open up the LGBT community to Wine Country. Sure. But it also helped open up the wine industry to the LGBTQ community.
I see.
Because you know what? A dozen years ago, people weren't doing this.
That's right.
What you're doing now. People weren't doing that. Now more wineries are. And I do feel to a certain degree Out in the Vineyard has helped bring that out.
Well, explain as well the great events. So people go on the website, which you all will as of now. And what do they discover, and what events do you do?
Well, we do a number of events throughout the year, but our largest event, largest big-scale event is Gay Wine Weekend, which is coming up now, July 15th through the 17th. And it is literally, I sometimes just call it 3 days of gay, but it's all about food and wine and wine country.
And where is it taking place this year?
Oh, number of locations. So we're doing wine. There's winemaker dinners, wine tours. The signature event, the Twilight Tea Dance, is at Chateau St. Jean Winery, which is what you've hosted twice in the past.
Well, we look forward to next year.
We're going to talk about that.
Well, I think the event, forgive me to interrupt, but in 2014, Gary organized it at Raymond. One of the most iconic event we've done. Phenomenal party. The energy was insane. Everybody was in the right mood, and I think it was one of the first of that scale.
Yeah, it was. It really is about the Twilight Tea Dance, as I said, is the signature event of the weekend. And it's approximately 600-700 people gathering of our community and allies, always.
For sure.
And that it's all about making memories, creating magic.
That's right.
And you do that very well here at your wineries, at every winery. And that happened that night at Raymond, Buena Vista. People still talk about those evenings.
Well, we're going to renew soon
this many
again.
years later.
And what can we do more, Gary? Because we have a world audience. So we're talking obviously Napa, Sonoma, but let's talk France, let's talk Asia, let's talk South America. In general, do you think for the community to better endorse the community and to do greater things for it, to make everybody feel, as you said, equal and embracing everyone,
right, and welcomed,
and welcome,
and that really it's about doing things like this. It is about, I say on your website, you don't need to put the rainbow flag on your website. You can if you want to, but
Sure.
but it's really all about, nowadays with marriage equality,
Yes.
you can have 2 men or 2 women on your website. That
That's
speaks
right.
Imagery speaks volumes to us.
Indeed, and we all, including ourselves, need to do that even more.
Right.
And what about creating, a lot of people have asked me, Jean-Charles, you've been very active and certainly you voice your opinion, which we love. Are you making wine specifically for the community? And I said, well, we did JCB Unity. Should we do more in that world?
In that world, it's all about giving back.
Yes.
So, do proceeds from this particular wine or something else you do or some
Sure.
program that you may do. I know some wineries this month, more so now than ever, more wineries are giving back.
Yes.
Especially during June Pride Month. I know a hotel that has a love package that's donating money to some specific LGBT causes.
I like that. Yeah.
I have one winery that's donating 10% of their sales of Sauvignon Blanc over the course of the month to a local LGBT charity.
Great.
So, that speaks volumes because
like
that
that.
makes it more authentic. But rather than also just being around Pride Month, it's can you do stuff all year long? It doesn't just have to be Pride Month.
That's what we're about. We started this in 2020. It's been 2 years. We're expanding from the United States to Canada. We've donated over $500,000 to various organizations, as you said. Not to be specific today, but thank you for being such a catalyst in that. Out in the vineyards, tell us as well, what are for everyone watching, they go on the website and you provide unique experience. It could be a weekend, it could be an evening.
Yes. So that's the other side. So we do LGBT Tours where we help curate your tours for you. So if you're coming to wine country, even if it's for one day, you're coming for a week, a weekend, I can help from your transportation to wining, dining reservations, or if it's not wine related, you want to go zip lining, you want to go on a balloon ride, you want to go horseback riding through vineyards, we can make that happen for you.
So that's great. So it's all inclusive from the hotels to the experience and everything else.
Yeah.
Great. Where do you see, how has it been through COVID? You were saying that things are back busy more than ever.
Yeah, definitely they are. COVID, of course, like all of us, the first year we went virtual.
Yeah.
And we did, we did weekly wine tastings. I call them swirl in place instead of shelter in place. So we call them swirl in place.
Cool.
And God, I think we did 30, 40 or 50 of those. So it was a lot of fun. And then I even took Gay Wine Weekend virtual. I sort of filmed wine tours going on,
Great.
Different wineries. It was a lot of fun. Last year though, even though we couldn't do large scale events, I scaled it down. I did a series of what I called Gay Wine Weekends. And so I did like a bunch of smaller events for 75, 100 people, all outside. Everybody had to be vaxxed.
Sure.
And it was great because people wanted to
Absolutely.
be back again.
And it's amazing as species, we need one another, don't we?
We do. This is great, right? To be able to do this, but there's nothing like being able to be face-to-face.
Well, talking about face-to-face.
Yes!
It's a great organization. So Gary, fortunately for all of us, is giving back a significant amount of what he makes throughout his different businesses.
Yes.
And one of them is face-to-face.
Yes, I do. It's an organization that really is near and dear to my heart here in Sonoma Valley, because coming from New York, where I was born and raised, and living through that period of the 80s, early 90s, through the AIDS crisis, and moving out here to Sonoma and finding an organization as that is face to face, which really started back in 1983, at the beginning of the HIV/AIDS crisis, and is still doing the work today to end HIV in Sonoma County. And I'm really proud that, through Out in the Vineyard, we've actually raised just about $400,000 for the organization over the course of the decade. So we do a wine auction where 100 at part of Gay Wine Weekend. There's a wine auction. 100% of the proceeds. Oh, and it's a drag queen brunch.
Great,
of course.
And what's the date?
July 17th is the brunch and wine auction.
And we're delighted to donate a great, exciting auction lot. Chateau Buena Vista, chocolate and wine tasting, and then of course JCB. So it's going to be really cool. July 17th. So how could people donate to the organization or participate online?
Well, if by participating in Gay Wine Weekend, a portion of all the proceeds of ticket sales go to face, plus, as I said, 100% of the wine auction. And you can always go to Face2Face's website, which is f2f.org.
And Face2Face major vision is to do what?
Is their mission is to end HIV in the county, while at the same time they support the health and well-being of people living with HIV and AIDS. And even though we've come a long way now, HIV still exists. It's still out there. In fact, in the last couple of years, probably, we don't know for sure, due to COVID, the number of rates of HIV in Sonoma County actually have increased. So we're not going in the right direction, and we need to change that.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately.
And how do we explain that?
It could have been, during COVID, people, doctor's appointments were canceled. People were scared to go to the doctor. If they were feeling sick, they thought it was COVID. But then when they finally went and got tested, found out that it wasn't COVID, that it was HIV.
Wow.
So, that's some of the reports that we've been getting in from at Face2Face that I've been hearing about. Those are sort of the stories that are happening right now. So there's still work to do, and they are a small but mighty group of people who are so passionate. Like, passion. You have your passion here, right? I mean, this is a small group of people who are so passionate about doing the work that they do at Face2Face every day. So I love supporting that organization, and I hope you do as well by coming to Gay Wine Weekend.
Yeah. So how many people are you expecting for this weekend?
We are expecting between 700 and 800 people throughout the course of the weekend from all over the country. And, there's winemaker dinners, there's winery tours, there's after parties, throughout the weekend. There's, of course, the Twilight Tea Dance that I spoke about, where we literally have a DJ, a disco ball. You got to have the disco ball out in the vineyards of wine country. The sun is setting and the moon is rising with rolling hills and vineyards all around you.
Perfect timing.
Magical.
Well, we're going to have a toast to this. And I want to make sure you try JCB Unity.
Yes,
because
I must.
I hope over time it becomes
delicious.
Well, thank you. And one of the wines. But as you said, the love package and all the things we ought to do. And on our website, our marketing team is hearing us. We will be more assertive as well in all what you just described. Because I think it's very important we live a world today that is in many ways back to the old world of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th century. We go through phases in history where people are much more acceptance. And now they become less acceptant.
History repeats itself.
What are as we finish this, because I want you to try this Cabernet. What are the other big messages you think we should really further assert, and things we should further do in support of...
I'm going to finish this.
Absolutely. I've never seen you not finish a glass.
Of course, you can't. Especially when it comes to this.
I know. Isn't it great? I mean, Grand Cru Champagne. And, not to digress to wine, but we're delighted that champagne is booming. People throughout the COVID era have celebrated even more. Mini celebrations.
And
they pop the cork. And now more than ever, it's not just for a union or a birthday or a big anniversary of something. It's every day people pop the cork. So to that.
To popping corks. Always.
Good expression. So, tell us. So what do you think are...
That's beautiful. This is beautiful wine. Love is in this.
Sonoma Napa blend. Love is in the glass.
Love is in it. So really, it's about, it's sort of about everything that we've been talking about. But I agree. The more that you can diversify your business, because then you bring in just more people who are going to give you so much more information, and I think help your business, help every business, that way, and recognizing the importance of equality in whatever way that you can as a business, I think is important.
And define for us equality.
Ugh.
Because I think that's a term that we use sometimes way too casually, and we believe we recognize what equality is, but sometimes it's better to repeat it to ourselves.
Yeah.
So what's your version of it?
My version of equality is just where everyone's treated equal. And that is, again, as I said, it's such a simple word, really, with so much meaning. I sometimes find it really challenging that people can't understand that.
Yeah.
And, people want to talk about the gay agenda. There's no gay agenda.
That's right.
Other than equality. We don't want anything more. We don't want anything less. We just want equality.
And be non-judgmental.
Yes.
I think taking people for who they are, and for who they're meant to be. We're not meant to be one and the same. The world would be
How
so
boring that would be.
Right?
Yes.
And I think it's acknowledging and bringing within society everyone with equal chances and with the way they want to be is fine with everyone.
Exactly.
And the way they wish to behave and the way they wish to live their life. I think it's so cool that we don't want to live it the same way.
Right. We want to celebrate diversity. We want to celebrate that people are different. We want to recognize that. We should be honoring that's what makes our country who we are. Or the world, actually, even. I mean, that would make us so much better. It would make us so much stronger, I think, if we just all believed in that and had that and lived our lives that way.
So let's not be monotonous.
Yes.
Let's not be, wanting the same world for all or the same color for all. The beauty is we are constituting together this one phenomenal world. And I really think, as you recognize so well in your life of hospitality and out in the vineyards, wine brings people together.
100%. And that's what you do with everything that you make. Everything that you put in a bottle
that's right.
Can represent that diversity as well from whoever created that wine. From literally from out in the vineyard to, when people take it home and open it up.
That's it. Yeah. And who you share it with.
Yes.
So share it with everyone. It's very cool not to be the same. And actually, we all are different. And it's great to celebrate differences. And that diversity you said so well. So
I love it.
Out in the vineyards, Gary the man.
Sure, let's meet you out in the vineyard.
Mid-July, remember, it's around the corner. Come and visit. And if you cannot, plan for next year. And you know that Gary gave us the green light. We will be welcoming Out in the Vineyard at Raymond Vineyards.
We are going to do something again. Yes, I look forward to it.
Thank you, Gary. And maybe, as we say cheers, a big message to everyone in the world. As we're coming out of COVID and now we can assert who we are. So maybe you want to say something to everyone?
Well, cheers to life. We learned anything. Health is really important, right? But as we've been talking about here, cheers to equality and love and acceptance for all.
Acceptance for all.
Cheers.
Cheers.